Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. What the hell happened there? What the bloody hell was that? I just fixed that. Why didn't it work? I'm really upset now. I'm upset because AD, you deserve the award for, doing that thing. Let me fix that. Every day I got to fix that. I feel so bad. Let's try this now. Let's see if this works. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Avocado Stably, for being the first sponsor of the show today. And you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, AD, dropping a small bulletin tip jar, a.k.a. 223, saying, speaking of Minnesota State Fair, hang on a second. Gotta get the pop out of the chat, too, because... We have a new leader, like the first person here today. I'm tripping. It's someone different for a change. Anyway, Avocado Stabby says, speaking of the Minnesota Fair, do they have a signature food item associated with it? For instance, Wisconsin has cream puffs. Yeah, shocker. It isn't cheese-based, though I guess it's still dairy. Yes, Wisconsin is known for cream puff. Look, the Minnesota State Fair has so much food, so much really good, crazy foods. And, honestly, the roasted corn is like the one place that everybody stops at. They have the corn roast booth that gets, I bet they do 100,000 minimum ears of corn maybe a couple 100,000 ears of corn over the week of the Minnesota's 10 days of the Minnesota State Fair. That place has always got a line in it. It's crazy. And anything on a stick, pork chop on a stick, big giant bacon on a stick, chicken breast on a stick, sausage on a stick, everything on a stick. Deep fried Snickers bars is another one that's really good there. There's a milk booth where you can all you can drink milk for like $1, or no, it's $2 now, but it used to be $1. It used to be $0.25 when I first started going to the Minnesota State Fair 30 years ago. Literally, just you can stand there and drink as much milk as you want. You can do regular milk, chocolate milk, and I'll tell you what, anything deep fried and on a stick, you can find it there. And cheese curds and, you name it, they do it. There is so much good food at the Minnesota State Fair. Anyway, thank you for asking. But I would say the corn booth is like the biggest one. It's crazy. Corn on the cob. They roast it and they dip it in some butter for you, and you can put some salt and pepper on it and walk around with it. And they have these big bins that you can recycle the corn cobs in, because they recycle the corn cobs, I guess, for something. I don't know. They compost them. That's what they do. They compost. They don't recycle. Recycle them, that'd be kind of gross. But they compost them. So that's the answer to the question. Today's cup of coffee is brought to you by Paisley Park. That would be, there you go, Paisley Park, the home and recording studio of Prince, the late great Prince, Prince Rogers Nelson. It's now a museum, and it's quite the tourist attraction too. The tours of Paisley Park are pretty much booked every single day, booked full. They do tours from like 9 a.m. till like 8 or 7 or 8 at night, and you have to buy tickets in advance. It's hard to get tickets to it, so. Very interesting. It's a pretty cool place. You can go you can go in the gift shop, and he has this he had his own little event center, like bar and stage and stuff, because they would they'd have parties, late night parties there all the time. And he and his band would play, or he'd have someone else come in and play or whatever. And going to those parties was a big deal because there are a lot of people in the Twin Cities. You know, I had a buddy I used to work with, he's a bartender, and he was a bass player too, and he used to go to Princess parties all the time because he get invited to go play with them and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, what was my point? I don't even know what my point was. Oh, yeah, today's cup of coffee is brought to you by Paisley Park. So it is the first show of the month, and first in the chat today is none other than Rabbit gets the bell. Oh my goodness. Wait, no, what? Don't, that's Johnny. Is that just a habit? For Rabbit? Just playing that's 80s music. What are you doing? Yeah, don't do that. That's 80s music. Anyway, also in the second and also in the chat is Avocados Diabli and Kara Soldier, Somnambul Nation, Mike Savage, Blarga, Aaron Meredith's in the house. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to find more people. Attack Alpaca's here. Is that every? Oh my goodness, we're kind of light today. Did everyone come back from work this weekend? Where is everybody? Well, wait. Some of you. Well, I suppose people at work probably are watching my show, or at least at work the day shifts. So anyway, it is. It's the week. It's after Labor Day weekend, and we had a nice weekend. We went up to a friend's cabin. My daughter and her family came up, got the babies out on the pontoon, and we rode around the lake. And it was a very, very relaxing, enjoyable weekend. But now we're back to work. I got to make money. I got to get back to work big time. So anyway, if you want to do me a favor while you're here, 4 people. I mean, even though there's 11 people here and only 4 likes, come on now. Just fix that now, please. And then also share the stream because obviously we're a little light today. And if you would like to sponsor the show, you can do that at pdognight.live. I'll eventually pin the correct link at the top of the chat there. So I should be killing time just to let people get here. I mean, this is kind of sad. There's only 10 people here. But you know, those of you who are here. Oh, Divine Petulance. Good morning, Divine Petulance. That's a new name that says I'm not here. Well, I see you. You're in the chat. So I got you. All right. Anyway, let's just get into the show. People can watch the replay if they really want to get caught up on the whole damn thing. But I'm still opening tabs too. We got the fake accent. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's kind of funny. He's not here. He just said so. Oh, okay. You're not here. I got it. Okay. Lots of stuff going on over the weekend. Oh no, what? Lincoln's inept policies make the bad situation in Venezuela worse. Oh goodness. And the U.S. has seized Maduro's plane. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, do I have this one up yet? Is this it? No. Oh no. So there's something going on in San Francisco that I'll tell you about later too. Let me open that tab. And close that window. I don't need it. Alrighty then, shall we? Things trending in the news as we join Twitter and X, the app formerly known as Twitter again. Oh wait, I got notifications. Lena, who the hell's Lena? Is she one of these? Oh, that's actually a real person, maybe. By the way, thank you, Somnambul Nation. Thank you, Man Squatch, for tweeting out the show on X. I appreciate that. Things happening in the world right now. Oh God, that's great. Well, let's see what's at the top of my X feed before I do this. Oh no, I don't care. All right, let's talk about. This is a special day, and I actually. The place where you see the people standing in this picture that you're about to see. Did I do this right? I hope I did. Yes, I did. It's VJ Day. Now, that as opposed to VJJ Day. It's VJ Day. This is the date, 79 years ago, that Japan surrendered to the U.S. in World War II. And so we're commemorating that. Now, this spot where these gentlemen are standing, where that table is and everything, I was just there last year. I was on the USS Missouri, on the place where the Japanese signed the official surrender during World War II. 79 years ago today, representatives of Imperial Japan signed an official surrender document ending World War II. It was a day both for rejoicing and mourning. Rejoicing because the war was over and more than 1 million Americans wouldn't be in deadly jeopardy during an invasion of Japan. Mourning for the countless soldiers and civilians butchered by Japanese forces during the war. Quote, today, the guns are silent. A great tragedy has ended. A great victory has been won, said General Douglas MacArthur, who had to escape a Japanese onslaught in 1942 and in 1945, he presided over Japan's surrender. The skies no longer rain death, and the seas only bear commerce. Men everywhere walk upright in sunlight. The entire world lies quietly at peace. The holy mission has been completed. We have had our last chance. If we do not devise some greater and more equitable system, Armageddon will be at our door. The war could have gone on for years beyond 1945 if Americans had to invade Japan. Many moderns have no idea how many lives were saved on both sides by dropping the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. As horrible as the after effects of the atomic bombs were, the Allies, the Americans especially, knew from their own experience that the Japanese actually did fight to the last man, that they preferred suicide to surrender. Their women would kill their children rather than surrender. The Americans had witnessed it. Meanwhile, estimates of Imperial Japan's genocidal massacres of Koreans, Chinese, Filipinos, Indo-Chinese, and more, including POWs, left between 3 million and 10 million dead. How could the U.S. make such a slaughter end? Personnel at the Navy Department estimated that total losses to America would have been between 1.7 and 4 million, with 400,000 to 800,000 deaths. The same department estimated there would be up to 10 million Japanese casualties. Atomic bombs obviously prevented all of those American casualties and cost up to around 200,000 Japanese lives. We are still using the Purple Heart Awards manufactured for World War II thanks to the decision not to invade Japan, but to drop the bombs. Young American men, like my own grandfather, lived to have children and grandchildren, while the Japanese War Council and military commanders were still reluctant or unwilling to surrender. Emperor Hirohito intervened. Imperial Japan would do the unthinkable. It would bear the unbearable. As Hirohito said, it would surrender. So this is the scene on the USS Missouri. Picture here. Is this now this looks like AI. No, is that or just a colorized photo of Hirohito coming on to the USS Missouri as they sign the surrender papers. All the soldiers are there. There's MacArthur. Pretty wild. And it's pretty, it's funny. When I went to Hawaii last year and we toured Pearl Harbor on our last day there, and we took a tour of the Missouri and went all through the ship. And when we got to that spot, they actually have a plaque there where the table was. And it was, how sometimes you'd go someplace and you're just in awe of what you're at, what you're experiencing, just the idea that this is the place where they ended, such an incredibly deadly war. It was pretty wild how the feeling I got when I was there. And so anyway, this is the 79th anniversary of that fateful day. So there you go. Today we celebrate MTV's VJs. No, we're not celebrating Jesse and Mark Gunnavan and Nina Blackwood and who are the other ones? Who are all the VJs? The first ones. I can't remember Jesse's last name. But yeah, I remember Nina Blackwood. She wasn't one of the originals. Martha Quinn, she was in the second round, wasn't she? No, Nina Blackwood was the second round. Well, I can't remember all the VJs. If you can name the VJs, the original VJs from MTV, without looking it up, drop it in the chat. Good morning, Gunfox61, by the way. Darren Root is in the house. And I think that's everybody so far. Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadians here. Yeah, Alan Hunter. Yeah, I remember Alan Hunter. Martha Quinn. Jesse somebody. The black guy with the kind of the Mark Goodman. Yeah, Mark Goodman was one of them. What was Jesse's last name? I can't remember his name. No, Nina Blackwood was second round. She wasn't one of the originals. She came on like later, not like 6 months later when they added more VJs. Anyway, let's move on. Was it JJ? Yeah, I think his first name was Jesse. He went by JJ though, didn't he? Goodman was the first, wasn't he? The one who appeared after the video killed the radio star. I think it was. You know what's, let's see. Renee Mayette, good morning, who says, you know what's spooky? Having small children go to school on Wednesday and Thursday of the last week, then expecting them to go back the following Tuesday. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like they go to, because our schools always started like Wednesday the week before Labor Day. So they had the short week the first week, and they had a short week the second week. And then for some reason, they would have something going on where they had Friday off the next. Our kids hardly ever went to school. It drive me nuts. All right, let's keep going. Also trending right now, and I don't know why, but Gregory Peck, the actor, is trending. He didn't die on this day. He wasn't born on this day. But for some reason, everyone is him, and I guess Florence Henderson was trending, and nobody knows really why. But Gregory Peck, one of the coolest actors to ever live, J.J. Jackson, that's what his name was. Thank you, Somnambule Nation. So anyway, Gregory Peck is trending. Nobody knows why. But I put the tab there for the links. Also, Laura Trump is trending. And, Laura Trump, she's the head of the RNC right now, and for whatever reason, Laura Trump has this penchant for, she's making music and she's trending because of some music video she made. And I don't really want to play it. But she keeps putting out these music videos and nobody knows why, why she does this. And it's not terrible, but it's not really good. And it's kind of, rudimentary. If you want to watch it, you can, but it is a salute to first responders. So I don't know. Someone here. Oh, wait a minute. I hope you all check out my new Laura Trump tribute video when it's posted on TikTok. I even choreographed Sweet's dance moves too. I'm afraid to. Wait a minute. I'm gonna take this off the screen because I don't know. Well, no, it's on TikTok. She kept her clothes on. What is this?
What's up, y'all? It's Patty Crocker. I'm going to be doing a special Labor Day tribute to Laura Trump.
Why?
She broke the internet today with this new banger she dropped, honey. I even choreographed a dance to it. I hope you like it, Laura.
Okay, she's serious. Anyway, she made this music video called, I don't know what the hell it's called. Somebody here is mad about it. Some people are mad about it. I just kind of laugh at it because it's weird. It says, on a holiday when we celebrate the accomplishments of labor and mourn the loss of 6 Israeli citizens in Gaza, RNC GOP Chair Laura Trump releases a music video. We think Laura missed the assignment big time. Well, it's a tribute to first responders who are all certainly labor. But anyway, apparently she can't sing without autotune. So I don't even want to put that on the screen other than, anyway, if you want to listen to it, it'll be in the links. I'm not playing it. I refuse. And also Tom Hanks is trending. And apparently, I don't know if y'all remember Mouthy Buddha. Remember that guy? Makes occasional videos. And he made some video about Tom Hanks and a PDF file. Having what's be the words? Having proclivities of a PDF file. And so but it's not clear why he's trending. But people are saying, oh, he's going to be caught doing this and that, whatever. But there's no real story there either. So I don't know why. There's things trending for no reason. Moving on, Aurora, Colorado is trending. Now, you know why Aurora is trending, right? Aurora is trending because of this supposed apartment complex that apparently a bunch of Venezuelan gang members have taken over. And now it's in dispute. Apparently a lot of people on the left are saying, that's not real. It's not real. Now, the mayor of Aurora has been on TV saying, yes, it is real. The governor of Colorado is saying it's not real. And I don't know what to know. I don't know how. Now I'm beginning to wonder what's going on. So, but apparently now Hell's Angels is also trending because someone said there's a bunch of Hell's Angels ready to go to Aurora to, fight with the Venezuela gangs. But, the Hell's Angels don't really move unless one of their own is hurt. Then they'll move. But I don't know if they'd, round up a whole bunch of people because some Venezuelan gangs in an apartment building, unless one of their old ladies live in the apartment building, then maybe. But so there's let's just say now the reports are, what's a good word? They're conflicting. There's conflicting reports. So someone here said, don't let the system gaslight you about what's happening in Aurora, Colorado. It's very real. It's very bad. And it only gets worse from here unless the communists are removed from power. And I don't know what. Okay, let's just read this. Yeah, what's a couple apartment complexes taken over by gang members even? Yeah, really. So here this guy says Jesse, this is someone sent this up to Jesse and Jewish producer Chris. That's a joke, I think. I am a police officer in Aurora, Colorado, and we are in the news for the recent story about armed Venezuelan gang members taking over apartment complexes. I am happy to see the story make national news, where the Aurora Police Department command staff and City of Aurora leadership are being asked hard questions about what is occurring. Unfortunately, these leaders are not being truthful, nor are they acknowledging the problem as they know it to be. They are also trying to minimize the issue by implying the issue is confined to just the apartment complexes in the city. It's confined to just the apartment complexes. This could not be further from the truth. The Venezuelans are wreaking havoc throughout the entire city. Please help us keep this story in the spotlight so the city of Aurora can no longer downplay this matter. The reality is the citizens and our officers are not safe as long as the issue continues to be ignored and real solutions are not being implemented. Due to my employment status and the internal information I possess on this matter, I cannot have you air my name. Thank you. So that's a letter he got. Now, some people are joking about the whole who's going to Colorado to help these people. For example, groups of tortoises have now been filmed on their way to Aurora, Colorado to fight Venezuelan gangs. That's obviously a spoof on this. Now, someone here, this is Lib to TikTok, breaking. A group of 32 armed Venezuelans took over an apartment building in Chicago tonight. There's audio of the 911 dispatch call. First, they did this in Aurora, now in Chicago. Which city will be next? Now remember, Chicago's a city of 3-4 million people, something like that. The Chicagoland area, let's put it that way. So it's not like they're taking over all of Chicago, but they've taken over a complex. So here's apparently actual, the 911 call on this particular issue.
Unit 10-3, I'm citywide person with a gun, 6124 South King Drive. Caller says 32 Venezuelans are trespassing the building, showing guns in the courtyard, and they have motorcycles in the courtyard as well. All stairwells are filled. Nothing further is unclear.
So that's one. Here comes another.
Hey, I'm sorry. You headed over to the ShotSpotter or to the 6124 on King for the migrants?
On King Drive.
All right, 10-4. There's another available unit to arrive at 310. We had multiple calls. First with the gun, 6124 South King. Also came over to disturbance large gathering. Said to be 32 Venezuelans trespassing in the building property, showing guns in the courtyard. They have motorcycles in the coreway, all stairwells.
Yeah, 32 is a very specific number, isn't it? That's weird.
Unit 10-3, I'm citywide person with a gun, 6124 South King Drive. Caller says 32 Venezuelans are trespassing.
all these calls are saying 32. How do they know it's? Does everyone count them like specifically and find out how many? Hello, Special Can has it. How do they know it's 32? That's so weird. So anyway, we're gonna leave that here. But there is this woman here. She had actually put a video out. Going to grocery stores, parks, schools, and other everyday activities remain unchanged according to the city of Aurora. Now, this Colorado mom, we are terrified to go to the park. Peak gaslighting from the city. So here's what the city says. Local, regional, national media are leading the nation to believe that Aurora is wholly unsafe. That is simply not true. While these isolated situations are rightfully of great concern. Oh, so they are acknowledging there are isolated situations and warrant increased action and scrutiny. Violent crime in the city is down in nearly all crime categories. Well, that doesn't mean crap. That doesn't address the issue at hand. What does that have to do with this particular issue? Going to grocery stores, parks, schools, banks, shopping centers, visiting with neighbors, and other everyday activities remain unchanged. The city and the Aurora Police Department will not make any conclusory statements about specific incidents or provide details about how law enforcement strategy and operations. Doing so would be counterproductive to our public safety effort. Furthermore, as we have stated previously, the city and APD established a special task force in collaboration with the other local, state, and federal partners to specifically address concerns about TDA, I think that's the gang, and other criminal activity affecting the metro community. We are grateful that the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, a valuable federal partner, has acknowledged its ongoing work into TDA across the metro and appreciate the additional resources it provides to combat this issue. Now, let's contrast that statement by the city with this one person anecdotal evidence, of course. But
so what's going on with this gang thing? Because literally I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm a mom. Some of my friends are moms too, and it's gotten so bad to the point we don't even want to take our kids to the park without being in a group. And even in a group, we have to make sure that someone has a taser, we have some type of pepper spray, we have to have some type of protection. Me, I don't mess with guns. That's just personally me, because guns, they scare me. So it's just I don't know. We need to figure out something, because I'm not gonna lie, this is terrifying. And I understand they're coming here for a better life, but at the same time, is this life getting any better when you're bringing what was there here? I don't know. We need to figure something out, because literally me and my son are too scared to even go to a playground.
Okay, I don't know. That doesn't tell me that she's near these apartments. I don't know what's going on with there. So I can't draw any conclusions from her statement either. But as we scroll through here, Democratic Governor Jared Polis, the clown governor of Colorado, claims reports of Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes in Aurora are fake news, and that everything is perfectly fine despite numerous videos showing otherwise. Who thinks Polis is a lying POS? And here's Jared Polis. Wait, I know you've had to have seen this.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
That is that is a real video of Jared Polis, the governor of Colorado. That was obviously during Christmas time. Hello, Scribe, Dog Thrapple, and Kevin S. and who else? Someone else showed up. I can't remember who. Oh, Tex AG 007. I'm going to play that again. This is real. This is truly the governor. This is actually the governor of Colorado.
Navidad.
I'm trying to understand what made him think he needed to dance.
Feliz Navidad.
Can you hear the bells in the background too? Do you hear those?
Feliz Navidad.
Oh my God.
Año y felicidad.
This is the governor of Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. That's fucking beautiful. All right. Enough of that. Let's move on. So anyway, there are let's just say there are conflicting reports. Now here's another one. Now, maybe this black woman. Let's see what this black woman has to say. Does this have to do with Aurora? Hang on a second. Let me put it on the screen here. This lady right here. Let's see.
I swear, Trump's points just prove itself. Like, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, then why are you speaking on the Colorado takeover? The views don't align. He's been trying to tell y'all this from day one. Please Google it. Educate yourself before y'all sound so dumb.
Got to educate yourself.
Y'all are proving his point every time y'all speak. It's so funny to watch. Because y'all have no reason to not like him. Because everything that he said is going to happen has happened.
Okay, that still doesn't prove that the Aurora thing is real. But Mayor Mike Coffin confirms illegal migrant Venezuelan gangs infiltrated an apartment complexes in the city and says, as a U.S. Marine veteran who's served in Iraq, he considers this an enemy force. We have an enemy that is inside the population. That is intimidated by them and blames it solely on the Open Borders Administration. Powerful words. Okay, that was just the things from Fox News. So the mayor says it's happening in some of these apartment buildings. But anyway, that's also why Hell's Angels is trending. And someone said there was Hell's Angels on the way. I don't know if the Hell's Angels would just intervene in something like this for any just random reason, besides the fact that the Hell's Angels also tend to have had some history with drug distribution, so to speak. But this guy was trying to put some cold water on this whole Hell's Angels thing, that they said the Hell's Angels are coming to help the people of Aurora. Listen to what this guy says.
Club like the Hell's Angels work. Are the Hell's Angels going to Colorado?
Good question. Let's find out.
I've been riding all day, guys.
And he's tired.
I'm not a Hell's Angel. I'm not with HA. I am with a 1% club. Here's what I will tell you, guys. Everybody wants to know, is it true? Is it true? Are the Angels going to Colorado? Here's
why would they be?
Say. If a 1% club like the Hells Angels were to decide to get involved in whatever's going on in Colorado, it wouldn't be because you got on TikTok and you asked them to do it. No, it wouldn't be because the mayor or some congressman said, hey, can you guys come over here and help us? It's not how it works. The only way on God's green earth that HA or any other 1% club would be going to Aurora, Colorado to do anything, the only reason they would be doing that is if one of their own got fucked with.
And if they are going...
Y'all didn't fuck with one of the HAs up there, did you?
That is why.
Ooh, listen. It's really not a good idea. If one of their family members, a good friend of the club, a mother, one of their old ladies, if HA is on their way there, and I'm not HA at all, it's because somebody messed with one of their own. That'd be the only reason they'd do it. And if that happened, if they did that, if they are headed that way, I'm going to just highly recommend that you guys go ahead and clear out. Just whoever it was that did whatever you did to piss off the 1%ers here in America. This is not Venezuela. This is not Brazil. This is not whatever country you came from. Up here, things really are done differently. And you don't want to stand in the way. If you If you pissed off HA to the point where they got on their motorcycles and they're all headed to Colorado, yeah, now the news won't even talk about it when it's all said and done. Nope. We'll know. People that know will know. But
if you know, you know. So anyway, if they are headed that way, there's probably a more specific reason than just that they've terrorized an apartment complex. So anyway, there are people saying the Hells Angels are not going to Colorado to dish out street justice. They are only provoked when one of their members, friends, or family are messed with. Today, they are on their way to Durango, Colorado for their annual meetup. Love the police escort. So this says, so they may be on their way to Durango. But there are a lot of memes and jokes about who's on their way to Colorado. For example, this one, Hells Angels patrolling the swimming pool at the apartment complex in Colorado. Yes, that's they're coming there. The Amish are set to rescue the residents of Aurora, Colorado after the Hells Angels pulled out of the effort, saying, all we have are pistols. The Amish are reported to arrive in October. Now this says more bikers joining the Hells Angels headed to Aurora, Colorado to deal with the Venezuelan gangs. Again, they have their annual conference in Durango, so it may not be Aurora. But anyway, it's curious. Here's another one. We don't need Hells Angels. We need patriots to be patriots and to stand up in these fucking dirtbags who think they can come into our country and do whatever the hell they want. Well, I don't think we're going to do it with muskets and muzzle loaders. But anyway, and then this one, the Venezuelans ride to Colorado to fight the Hells Angels. There are several funny memes, and but I'm taking the whole thing in Colorado seriously, though. I just am, because that's not good to have him take over any apartment building. Thank you. The police, hello, SWAT teams, get your asses out there if that's really happening. And one more, I forgot. Jeff Charles, journalist and friend of the show, says, breaking, Colorado authorities have enlisted Kyle Rittenhouse to take care of Venezuelan gang members. He's making his way across state lines as we speak. So there you go. Okay, thank you, Jeff. That is awesome. Road apple slingshots. Yeah, there you go. Okay, moving on. Democrats is trending now. Who knows why? Because it's just that particular word. But Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank is talking about the insanity of Democrats. He's on CNN, and so I want to watch this clip real quick. Let me get this on the screen. There we go. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank and businessman extraordinaire.
And here's the one thing that nobody saw coming, and this is the competition of states.
Wait, is that Don Lemon
here in New York anymore?
Wait, what the hell's Don Lemon doing there? I thought Don Lemon got fired. That's Caitlin Collins. She's there. Or maybe that's not. It looks like Don Lemon from his profile. But anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, Kevin.
Coming, and this is the competition of states. I don't put companies here in New York anymore, or in Massachusetts, or in New Jersey, or in California. Those states are uninvestable. The policy here is insane. The taxes are too high. We put them in Fargo, North Dakota, because 40% of the people work elsewhere, including Boston. So I was, a bit of a debate with Elizabeth Warren about this, but I say, look, Senator, we've got to move the companies out of your state because you're not investable anymore. You're punishing people if they're successful. You overtax them. You hit them with a super tax.
Kevin, stop
New Jersey, what a mess. New York, uninvestable. And
Wait,
California.
why is New York uninvestable?
Try and do a project in New York. Try and build a data.
Yeah, I'm asking, Don's point, is it beyond the taxes?
Oh, the regulatory environment is punitive. I had a project in upstate New York behind the grid in Niagara Falls for electricity, a global data center we were building. Eventually, it got so bad with the politicians in the local region and the state policy.
They all want their
handful
handful of dollars.
And all the jobs. Norway has it now.
They want all their
Thousands of
fistful
jobs
of
coming out
dollars.
that. I mean, That's New York. Uninvestable. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger. Just telling you the way it is.
Ding.
Uninvestable.
Some pushback from our elected officials in New York on that.
I was just going to say Kathy Hochul.
Yeah, but
Pushback from the elected officials. Of course they're going to push back. How about the man sitting there in front of you and who does the investing in these projects? What are you talking about? People are leaving New York and California in droves. But she's saying, oh, well, there's be some pushback from the officials in New York. Well, fuck the officials in New York.
Debate them any time of the day you want.
we would love to.
Yes, Texas AG, it is a Prince coffee mug. Today's coffee is brought to you by Paisley Park. You missed that part.
Take her to the AOC. She's great at killing jobs. She kills jobs by the thousands. You know, another New Jersey problem. Where did Amazon take their jobs? They took them away from her. She threatened to sue them if they created jobs. I mean, this is a reality. This is a reality that
they don't believe it.
But let's not relocate
well,
that.
You know, sorry, just telling the truth.
He's saying what a lot of people are saying, especially what happened with that Amazon thing here in New York. Just real quickly, I don't want to hog the conversation, but what was Elizabeth Warren's response when you said that to her?
Look, I have a lot of respect for her because it's okay to have a debate about politics, but not policy. When you have punitive policy, you're making a mistake. And I want to just put up my hand and say, I don't agree, Senator, with your policy. I respect you as a politician, a very successful one. You know, she's very successful.
Well,
and that's the state where
she's
I grew
got
my
that Indian
kids.
blood.
I mean, our family grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. We left there to move to Florida like everybody else is because it's such a tough place to, you know, this is a tough message. People really are critical about this, but somebody has to call it out.
They don't want to hear it. They think they can tax their way to give money to everybody else.
In other places, and jobs are created elsewhere. Over time, this is going to diminish New Jersey, diminish New York, diminish Massachusetts, and California out of business. Out of business. El Morte. No business there. You can't do business there. I don't know what that place is going to turn into. Maybe a tourist zone, but no business. Imagine San Francisco. You can't even walk at night out in the street. Sorry.
Talk about what's happening, though.
Okay, so and it's a message. It's a message. Obviously, Caitlin Collins did not want to hear that message. Well, you'll get some pushback from the politician. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, also apparently there's some big news in the U.S. Senate. I hadn't seen this. Kyle Becker says the SAVE Act will be attached to the spending bill. This means Democrats must vote to protect elections from illegal alien votes or be responsible for a shutdown. This is something Mike Johnson's doing. That's the House, isn't it? I don't know why he says the U.S. Senate. Hats off to Speaker Johnson for attaching the SAVE Act to the September spending bill. If it's a non-starter with Democrats to deter non-citizens from voting, they're going to have to explain that. Now, I hate this kind of stuff. I hate omnibus fucking bills. But Democrats love them. And so while I do not condone this, the strategy probably makes sense. Good morning, Midnight in Exile at Richard Head. What's up, Dick? How you doing? Unrealized, okay. Oh, Donald, and then Byron Donald's talking about how taxing unrealized gains will crush hardworking Americans. An expanded capital gains tax will crush hardworking Americans. Price controls will crush hardworking Americans. Democrats have proven they'll use crises to implement their leftist agenda. Take each proposal seriously. Now, what Democrats will tell you, though, well, the unrealized capital gains tax, that's only going to hurt people who are worth $100 million or more. You dumbasses. You basically taxing unrealized capital gains, that's just basically stealing because they don't have it, so they have to destroy something of theirs or liquidate something of theirs to pay it. And also, here's the thing. Here's an interesting question. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard. Here's an interesting question on that, though. So if they're going to start taxing unrealized capital gains, are they also, so does that mean you'll get a credit for unrealized capital losses? So let's say they pass an unrealized capital gains tax. So people over $100 million, if your net worth goes up, okay, because of rise in the stock market or wherever, but you don't ever cash it out, so it's only on paper, and they're going to tax you on those gains. That's what they mean by realized, unrealized capital gains. Or, real estate, for example. Let's take Donald Trump, okay? Donald Trump is, net worth of $3 billion something dollars. Most of it's in real estate. And if that real estate appreciates, he'll have to pay a tax on the unrealized gains, what he did not cash out, just because the value's higher. What if the real estate market tanks and he loses $1 billion net worth, but nothing on paper necessarily, but the real estate market tanks? Will he get a tax write-off, a tax credit for those unrealized capital losses? I bet they haven't thought of that. Stock market's at an all-time high, but it certainly goes up and down. What if one year the stock market drops about 15%? Are all of those billionaires going to get a credit for the unrealized capital, the taxes on their unrealized capital losses? Can they write off their capital losses? Also, the other thought on this, taxing unrealized capital gains. So let's say you tax that unrealized capital gains. Okay, so they already paid the taxes on it. If they eventually sell the assets or whatever, that those capital gains that they already got paid taxes on, ahead of time, and can they now, since you're selling them, you've already taxed them, can they now sell those assets tax-free because they've already paid the tax on them? Are you going to tax them again for capital gains? I don't think they've thought this through. I think it's whatever. Apparently, a black pastor in Chicago lays out what we all knew on how Democrats steal elections and corrupt inner cities. Let's see what the pastor says here. Excuse me. Let's go.
Paul McKinley, and we've sat down with them and we started to talk. I've been talking to Mr. Ford and some of the other leaders on how we can start getting together. But let this be clear. As a contractor for the Heritage Foundation during the primary season, we sent teams out to the polling places in the black community. And we found exactly what President Trump was talking about. We found thumb drives. We found the printers. We found Democratic judges who was posing as Republican judges. So it's the polls that's being inundated with the cheating. We have receipts for everything I've said. I also saw in those polling places where the Democrats were telling people that there are no Republican ballots. There's so many things going on in these polling places in the black community, and that's how the Democrats are able to keep and say Chicago is blue. But actually, if the polling places were straight, black people would have an opportunity to vote for whom they choose, not whom they told to. And if the polling places aren't straight, they'll try to steal another election like they did in 2020. So that's why.
Okay. Anecdotal testimony. I'm just saying. All right. By the way, Michigan Democrats passed a bill to make it impossible to detect and challenge election fraud. The bill prevents the Board of Canvassers from investigating election fraud concerns. They made it illegal. How about that? So, moving on, also trending, Detroit's trending. Now, Detroit's not trending because of the city of Detroit, but Detroit is trending because of the name of this show, Talking in Code, because Kamala Harris has been code switching again. Good morning, don't hack me, bro. What's up? They institute the tax, then drive up inflation. Then everyone who owns anything has gains. The point is to get you up out of your shit. But the thing is, they say they're only going to do it for people with $100 million net worth or more. They promise that they're only going to tax people. The only people who are going to see a raise in their taxes are going to make $400,000 or more. And Kamala Harris promises a middle-class tax cut. I am so confident in Kamala Harris's wanting to cut taxes because that's what? Democrat cutting taxes. That's a weird one, but that's what she's trying to tell you. So anyway, back to Detroit. Apparently Kamala Harris's code switching is getting a little cringier and cringier. Kamala Harris slammed for deploying a fake accent in Detroit speech. We'll get to listen to it in a minute. Vice President Kamala Harris was accused Monday of using a fake accent in her remarks to teachers union members in Michigan. Harris, speaking at a Detroit high school, appeared to alter her tone of voice in moments where she became particularly animated and when interacting with supporters in the crowd. Let me just let me just show you the clip here because wait, where are we at? Is that it? Here's a clip. This is the same speech. This is the same speech. This speech that because she gives the same stump speech over and over, right? This is Kamala Harris in Detroit. Hey, this is Kamala Harris in Detroit. Listen to her inflection. Listen to her her tone. Listen to her accent. Does this sound like when you normally hear Kamala Harris? Does this sound like Kamala Harris? I'm just asking.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Okay, so that's
because what we know.
So that's Kamala Harris in Detroit. 5 hours later, Kamala Harris was in Pittsburgh. Same speech, same words.
Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time. Thank unions for sick leave.
Now, let me ask you something. Did she sound the same in those two clips? Did she sound the same in those two clips? Did Kamala Harris sound like the daughter of Jamaican and Indian immigrants who grew up in Berkeley, California for part of her early formative years, grew up in Montreal, Canada, for the rest of her formative years, with her Indian mother, and does that sound like someone who, for some reason went to Howard University and had to learn how to talk black? Because I gotta tell you, let me tell you something. I, as a person of melanated enhancement, although my melanin does not enhance me as much as some other people's melanin, I too grew up around mostly white people. and I had a grandmother who was an English teacher who did not appreciate poor grammar or slang. And so she was often at our home, and I did not get the opportunity to use a lot of black vernacular because the only time I heard black vernacular was at church, because we went to a church in the other part of town, but I grew up around a bunch of white kids and talked like I do. Okay. And so my code switching prowess is not that great. Okay. I just have to admit, occasionally, once I got to middle school or junior high, we called it back then. Then there was around more black kids and got a little bit of it, but I still never had it because wasn't how I learned how to speak. Okay, so my code switching ain't that great. But if I do really have to try to talk like a Southern preacher or a black preacher in the the Chicago deep hood black preacher in the Chicagoland area, I would sound just like Kamala Harris right now. It would be some cringy ass shit that made me sound stupid. I'm just telling you. And that cringy accent.
Thank a union member for sick leave. You better
she kind of sounds like AOC trying to code switch. She kind of sounds like, oh wait, I even got a better one. I'll tell you what she really sounds like. Let me show you. There's a clip here. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Same energy. Where is it? The same energy one. She kind of sounds. Well, someone says she kind of sounds like Foghorn Leghorn. Let's see. Is this one? Where's the one? Someone had. Well, I can't find it. But she's same. I want to this same energy as Oh, these are all the same clip. I'll find it later. Anyway, thank you, Avocados Diablo, for sponsoring the show. Dropping another small bullet in the tip jar. Who says, P-Dog, you have this all wrong. Kamala is not code switching. The truth is there are multiple Kamala clones, and the process did not work well, and some just came out a bit retarded because of it. Okay, that would explain a lot. I appreciate it. You get 2 bells for that one. So anyway, here's now we get 3 minutes of Kamala code switching. Now, someone makes this very good point. Over 3 minutes of Kamala Harris using different phony accents throughout the years. Despite spending her childhood in Berkeley, California and Montreal, Canada, Kamala uses what she thinks is a Detroit accent, what she thinks is a Southern accent, a French accent, and more. So here's 3 minutes of Kamala Harris. Well, for a lack of better term, code switching.
You better thank a union member.
You better thank a union member. Thank a union member for they leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. She sounds like Hillary Clinton. Code switching. I ain't no ways tired. Didn't she sound like Hillary Clinton right there? That's the subtitle of the show. She does her best Hillary Clinton. Here's another one. Now, granted, I'm sure at Howard University, she, gained a little bit of that, a little more black vernacular because there's more black people at Howard University being at a traditional, HBCU, or historically black college university. But, I like my mother went to Fisk University, which is a black women's college in Nashville, Tennessee. And my mother didn't sound like this, and never did. My mother sounded like the daughter of an English teacher, King's English all day, right? But she went to Fisk University. She didn't have to pretend to act, code switch down there. And there's a bunch of Southern people who went to Fisk. Anyway, more Kamala Harris. She is literally Hillary in brown face.
Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that? She's trying. Who's the little? How about that girl? What's her name? She just said how about that? Listen to this. Wait, listen to this again. This is hilarious to me. Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
Because what we know. Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that? What the fuck she laughing about?
What we know. Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
And how about that? Yeah, she sounds like the dude from like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. I'm gonna calling me up some greens. There's a crawfish in the patty. We're gonna get some crab apple. Make some crab apple for dessert. Crab apple. Get some crab apple. Yeah. She pounded her. She get a little fist bump in the air too. That's hilarious. Oh, pointing, even a little fist bump in the air.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're gonna do it again in 2024.
Yeah, she went to Southern. She went to Atlanta now. She in Atlanta. You gotta talk like you in Atlanta, girl. Come on now. Yeah, she been an Cajun cook too.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
So let's get right. The one thing about all of us
is
we like hard work. Hard work is good work.
Us.
Hard work is good work.
Us work? Who's us?
The thing that we like about hard work is we have fun doing hard work.
Oh, do we?
I see people testifying.
Testifying? Oh, because this is an all-black crowd. Do I see people testifying? You learned a black word growing up in Berkeley and Montreal. They didn't talk about testifying in Montreal. What the hell are you talking about, woman?
Can I get a witness?
Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Good Lord. Good Lord. Did she just say, can I get a witness?
All my life I had to fight.
It ain't over.
Over. It ain't over. That's not how she talks. Have you ever heard her in a Senate hearing say that shit? Oh, good Lord.
With us in government, we campaign with the plan. Uppercase T, uppercase P, the plan.
The blade. Oh, she's trying to be like Mr. Rourke's sidekick. The blade.
The environment is such that we're expected to defend the plan.
Oh, she's in France. Is she in France doing this shit? Is that what it is?
Even when the first time we roll it out, there may be some glitches and it's time to reevaluate and then do it again. It's just reasonable. I support the Second Amendment, but it's reasonable to say we need an assault weapons ban. It's reasonable to say
she must
we
be at a
need
church.
background checks.
She must be at a
that
church.
We need red flag laws.
She's.
And I will tell you, when we get this done together, my friend, and when I am president, I will take on the bad actors who exploit a crisis.
Like she stopped in the middle of the sentence. Oh my God. Wait, what? Okay, I'm gonna go. How far back? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I see what you're saying.
We need universal background checks. That we need red flag laws. And I will tell you.
Will you?
When we get this done together, my
Now watch.
friend.
Now, no, in the middle of the sentence. Now, listen to the rest of the sentence. She stopped doing it.
And when I am president, I will take on the bad actors who exploit a crisis.
She stopped.
Is at stake leading up to January 5th. Look at what's happening right now in this state.
Now this is their normal voice so far.
We're looking across the country at so much devastation.
Okay, so far, just her normal talk voice.
People who have lost family members, lost time.
She started to jump into it.
To go to work, lost time.
No
in terms
time.
Of our children's education.
She tried to talk like Dr. King.
Education they have missed. There's been so much loss.
She just now.
These years, and in particular this year.
She tried so
We're
hard.
looking here in Georgia at the fact that 1 in 7 families is describing their household as being hungry. We're in the midst of a hunger crisis in America, and it's hitting Georgia hard. 1 in 7 describing hunger in their households. 1 in 6 Georgian families are describing an inability or difficulty to pay rent.
Okay.
1 in 4 small businesses in Georgia have gone out of business or are about to go out of business. And what we...
So this was when she was... This is when she was in the Senate?
...are here to talk about...
Okay, so anyway, that's... Oh my God. I'm just tripping. Hello, Linda Hunter. How you doing? Good to see you. So anyway, yeah. All right. And the only other thing trending that I had caught was MAGA cult morons. Now, whenever something like this trends, let's say if it's something disparaging MAGA people, okay, who, because look, by the way, I'm gonna tell you right now, you know me, y'all been here enough to know that I am not what I would describe as a MAGA person. Although the idea obviously appeals to me, and I am certainly America first, and I'm certainly supporting Donald Trump. But I don't consider myself like, I'm not buying MAGA hats. I'm not, boat parade with a big giant Trump flag on it. I'm just supporting Donald Trump because I think he's a better choice for president. And I thought he was a better choice than Joe Biden the last time. The first time he ran, I didn't vote for him or Hillary Clinton because I just didn't have any faith in either of them. And then I saw how Donald Trump actually did what he said he was going to do. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to support you now. But no one would ever call me like MAGA, although except for anyone, anyone to the left of Mitt Romney would call me MAGA, I suppose. But the hashtag MAGA cult morons is trending. And so I thought, okay, I'll put it on the list today and we're going to look at this, right? We're going to look at this. And what happens usually when something like this pops up is the people who are supposed to be being disparaged usually take over the hashtag. And it happens too when MAGA people or, Trump supporters or whoever will put out some derogatory hashtag that's trending for the other side too. And that side will generally take it over. So I thought I would take a quick look at the MAGA cult morons trending hashtag and see what pops up. So here we go. MAGA cult morons. Trump raised the bar. Kamala failed the bar. AOC worked at the bar. Nancy Pelosi lives at the bar. Joe Biden can't spell the bar. And Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. There you go. That's the first one. Okay. I'm going to see if we ever get to one that is actually disparaging MAGA people. Here it is. MAGA cult morons. Liberals are attacking conservatives for pushing a civil war. If liberals wanted peace, there would be peace. If the conservatives wanted a war, there wouldn't be any liberals. Okay, that's 2. Number 3, MAGA cult morons. Wake up, people. This is what she just said. Breaking, Kamala Harris says Brazil was right to take down the X platform, and all social media platforms should adhere to government censorship, including taking down political opponents' accounts. By the way, she did pretty much say that in an interview on August 30th. That should scare the hell out of you. Frankly, if you believe in free speech and you would, you don't have, the government has no business regulating what people say on the internet. And if the different platforms want to do that, or, public opinion wants to do that, that's fine, but not the government. So that's under MAGA cult morons. Okay, let's try it again. MAGA cult morons. If you hate Trump more than you want a good future for your family and country, then you might be part of the problem. Okay, that's another one. How about this one? MAGA cult morons. Fair elections would end the Democratic Party. Okay, that's their. This hashtag is not really working as I think they meant for it to be. Here's one. Am I the only one who sees Death to America in the DNC logo? Oh, D2 and then America. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, there you go. Let's see. MAGA cult morons. Oh, what do you mean? I can't pay for this with joy? Oh, it ain't working out so well for them. Let's see. How about this? MAGA cult morons. If you repeat a lie often enough, you might become a Democrat. Uh-oh. That's another one. Here we go. Democrats leaving the polls on election day. Those are all I voted stickers. Okay, here we go. This isn't working out well. MAGA cult morons. When you order last minute presidential candidate from Temu. Yes, the MAGA cult morons. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, wait a minute. MAGA cult morons. The Hells Angels are riding into a trap. The FBI has infiltrated that club, and if they defend America or even other Venezuelans from this Venezuelan gang or organizations, they will have FBI and ATF raiding and arresting Americans for state and federal laws. That doesn't fit the MAGA cult morons hashtag, does it? So anyway, what's this? Let's see. This is Kamala in green.
And this will be the most comprehensive background check policy that has ever been had in our country thus far.
Require fingerprints, an interview, a gun safety course, a federal gun license?
No, Jake, I'm going to tell you on the subject. We're not waiting for Congress to have the courage to act, and so let me tell you what I'm proposing.
We're not waiting for.
I'm proposing.
Wait, whoa! Did she just say we're not waiting for Congress to have the courage to act? Oh, she's going to try to do this by executive order. She's going to circumvent the Second Amendment by executive order. Interesting. Are she going to let the ATF write rules that probably violate that new Chevron takedown by the Supreme Court?
By my 100th day in office, when elected President of the United States, the United States Congress fails to put a bill on my desk to sign with all of the good ideas.
So you're going to be a dictator?
By my 100th day in office, when elected President of the United States, the United States Congress fails to put a bill on my desk to sign with all of the good ideas or any of the good ideas, then I am prepared to take executive action because that's what's needed.
Executive action to do what?
To do specifically for anyone who sells more than 5 guns a year, they will be.
Sorry, we found exactly what President Trump was talking about.
Hang on.
We found thumb drives.
I gotta turn. Where that should. Let me turn that off. Here it goes. For some reason, that's still playing. All right, back to this here.
Required to perform background checks on the people they sell them to. And this will be the most comprehensive background check policy
can she do
that
that
has ever been had in
from
our
the
country thus
executive
far. I'm
office?
also prepared to say and to direct the ATF to remove and take away the licenses of gun dealers who fail to follow the law.
Can that be done by executive order?
Yes. Yes, it can.
So create a way for the government to track gun owners.
We need to take their licenses away.
Wow, that's fascinating. She can just do that from the executive office? No laws, no... interesting. Let's see. What's this one?
And this will be the most comprehensive background check policy that has ever been had in our country thus far.
Require fingerprints, an interview, a gun safety course, a federal gun license?
No, Jake, I'm going to tell you on...
Okay, it's the same clip twice. They put in there twice. And she says Trump's going to be the authoritarian. That's fascinating. But that's under MAGA cult warriors. I don't think that's what, or MAGA cult morons. I guess that's not what they intended. Here we go. MAGA cult morons, closing the border will create a shortage of meth, heroin, MS-13, and new Democrat voters. Another one. MAGA cult morons. I never realized woke was an acronym for willfully overlooking known evil. Okay, that might be qualify under what they is that what they meant? Wait a minute. That's gatekeeper though. That's the same person who did these up here. So that's not it. That's not that doesn't fit the hashtag that it was intended. Oh, here we go. I hit a nerve with the pedo dance. MAGA cult morons are pissed, so I'm reposting it. Oh, Donald Trump dancing with people. Okay, that's the pedo dance, I guess, that he said. Okay, so they finally got one. Oh, boy. So there you go. MAGA cult morons. All right, let me give you just some articles that are out here that I've gotten the links today, and then we'll get out of here. Which it's going to be a while. Don't jump ship yet. By the way, do we have more people here? How many? Oh, we got 30 people here. What the hell? Well, if you just got here, share the stream, and hopefully we'll get more tomorrow. We want to grow the show. Let's grow the help me grow the show. That would be awesome. All right, in the links today, there'll be several articles, and here's a few of them. Kamala Harris retreats in scramble to defend blue states. And that's a weird article because I keep hearing that she's up in the polls by 6%. And I don't mean the shiny brass pole that hangs from the ceiling to the floor. She is on a national poll of likely voters. The last one I think I saw was 52-46. Now, granted, that's within the margin of error if you think about how polls have gone the last 2 elections, where Donald Trump was down as much as 9 points against Hillary Clinton, and still won the election, and basically was down by 8 or 9 to Joseph Rahim Biden, and still basically it was neck and neck. And as far as the Electoral College, you still got to worry about those swing states. But anyway, Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign is going on defense as former President Donald Trump gains steam in blue states after Harris's failure to achieve a post-convention bump, which most modern campaigns take for granted. The campaign is sending Harris and her top surrogates, ticket mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and husband Doug Emhoff, to blue states after a weekend of planned swing state visits. On Wednesday, Harris will reportedly visit New Hampshire, where she enjoyed only a 4-point advantage, according to Emerson College WHDH survey before the convention for a campaign event yet to be announced. Walz will be in his home state of Minnesota, where Trump has cut Harris's lead from 10 to only 5 points. Look, I'm telling you. I skipped the Tim Walz too. Tampon Tim was trending. I'll come back to that. Walz was at the Minnesota State Fair. He had a video of him eating a pork chop on a stick. I mentioned the pork chop on a stick earlier. And he was giving out ice cream at one of the dairy booths. And there was some people who asked him a couple tough questions. Now, let's go back to Tampon Tim. Where is that? I know it's here somewhere. Did I accidentally close it? Oh, that could be. Oh, that's why I did accidentally close it. Tampon Timmy. It's the first thing that pops up. So now remember I told you about the Never Walz booth at the Minnesota State Fair. Now it's not a huge booth, and the Minnesota State Fair is massive. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of booths, foods, there's a whole ride midway and stuff. It's like the biggest carnival you'd ever seen. But this is that Never Walz booth at the Minnesota State Fair where I found those like church fans. So this is just is there music with this? Yeah, this is at the Minnesota State Fair where people spin the wheel and you can win this little fan if you end up on blue. But here's the wheel. I'll show you let me stop the wheel here. So some of the things that you hit, if you hit blue, you get a little fan. If you hit yellow, you don't win anything. And then there's a little red strip through one of them. So tampons in boys' bathrooms, small businesses crushed, child trans surgeries, mask mandates, burning Minneapolis, tax increases, COVID snitch line. And I can't remember what the fourth one is. Let me see if it shows up here. I can't see it. Anyway, so that's a booth at the Minnesota State Fair. Also, the mayor, this is the governor of Wisconsin. Because apparently, well, let me just see if you notice what happens here. This is the governor of Wisconsin talking about apparently the vice president candidate.
Those are the exact Midwestern values, qualities, and work ethic that will make Tom a great vice president. Those are the exact Midwestern values, qualities, and work ethic that make Tom.
Okay, so now, why is this bad? Of course, I don't know the governor of Wisconsin's name either. But this is the governor of Wisconsin's fellow governor from the neighboring state. You would think that the governor of Wisconsin would know the name of the governor of the neighboring state. I'm sure they've had friendly wagers on the Wisconsin-Minnesota football game or hockey games. How would he not know Tim Walz's name? Yeah, who the F is Tom? That's what I'm wondering. Hello, Selected Boy, by the way. Good morning.
Yeah, boy.
Why doesn't he know it? Anyway, here's some soldiers from Tim Walz's unit on Tampon Tim abandoned them before the deployment to Iraq. These kind of videos can't help him.
My job is to make sure that those soldiers have the utmost confidence in their leadership. If the powers that be, if the officer blows the whistle to leave the trenches, and I'm the guy who's motivating everybody to leave, and I go, nah, not today. I'm not going.
Couldn't make it get better
You guys
sound.
go right ahead. That's a morale crusher. It chews away at the fabric of the military and its ability to do its mission. And it's just, it may not legally be wrong. It is morally indefensible. I could have retired. Tom could have retired. All the guys that were in those meetings, all the soldiers that were in those meetings, all our CSMs, we're all long in the tooth. We could have retired. We didn't. We had other soldiers that put their lives on total lockdown because of this, because they went to defend their country. They had soldiers. I'm not going to let my soldiers go forward without me. I trained them. I put myself right there with them. I'm going to suffer every hardship that they do.
And that's the position he was in.
That's the exact position he was in, and he walked away from it. He wasn't gonna. He didn't care.
So anyway, that's there are some that are defending him too. So but I'm obviously agree with that. Let's see. Here's Tampon Tim, the pathological liar, telling a story about when he was deployed to Afghanistan, or he was never deployed to Afghanistan. Is this the one where because there's one that he's talking about being there as a congressman, and there's one where he actually said that he was deployed in 2004 in support of OEF, Operation Enduring Freedom. Let's see what he says here, this one.
When I talk to my constituents in southern Minnesota, I don't care if they're Republican, Independent, Democrat, it doesn't matter to them. When I tell them, when I was in Afghanistan, you know what our troops were worried about? They were worried about their families' health care, and they were worried about their pensions. Okay. I said, do you think that's really what you want?
Now, to be fair, this clip he was talking about when he was there as a congressman, because he did go there with a congressional delegation. There is another clip, however, where he was talking about being deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, claiming he was in the, he was in Afghanistan when in fact he was not. But anyway, that clip, again, that clip is not talking about when he was in the delegation. But here he goes, Stellan Valor, dude. Now here's the part though at the Minnesota State Fair that someone asked him a question and he did not want to have to answer this question. Listen to the question and listen to his answer.
What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found dead in Gaza?
Thanks, everybody.
He's there talking to people, and someone asked, well, here it is again.
What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found dead in Gaza?
What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found dead in Gaza? Okay, I'm out of here. Not answering that one. I'm not touching that one with the 6-foot pole. I'm running away. So, anyway, that's him at the State Fair. Back to the articles. PJ Media, top pollster predicts who will lose the debate. Who will lose the debate? That's interesting. Personally, I think it's doubtful Kamala Harris will even show up for the debate planned for September 10th. But if she does, polling expert Frank Luntz predicts she will lose the debate based on her performance during her CNN interview last week. Luntz made his prediction the day after the interview. During a segment on CNBC's Squawk Box, he ultimately concluded that based on her interview performance, Harris would likely lose a debate against former President Donald Trump. Luntz was clearly taken aback by the performance he witnessed. Quote, I was surprised, quite frankly. I was not impressed as an observer and someone who's expecting more from her with this much time to get prepared. She had 8 weeks to get prepared for one fucking interview, and she couldn't do it. So anyway, moving on. And today, the caller, honeymoon. Harris's honeymoon shows no polling boost after this convention. I think she did, though. I think she did go. I mean, they had her up. Okay, let's just see. Vice President Kamala Harris held on to her slight polling lead, but failed to see a boost after the Democratic National Convention in August, according to an ABC News Ipsos poll from Sunday. Harris's lead over former President Donald Trump has remained essentially unchanged at 50% support among registered voters, while the Republican nominee brought in 46%. Now, when you say among registered voters, I'm pretty sure they're talking about registered voters who have an established, sorry about the noise there, established presence in the United States of America. There's a lot of registered voters that just got here. I'm just saying. Anyway, the race between the two remains close with no overall bounce in support for Harris out of her nominating convention, albeit with a wider gender gap. Gary Langer, president of Langer Research Associates, said in a statement, Trump too was bounce free after his convention in July, indicating the locked-in nature of the highly polarized contest as it enters the final 2 months. But he was at the bounce for him would have been against Joseph Rahim Biden. So that's kind of irrelevant now because that's a completely different candidate. In Breitbart, what the hell's going on here? That'd work. Kamala Harris reverts back to dictator messaging on Trump after insulting Gold Star families. So she kind of put out this tweet about, You know, when he went to Arlington and the Gold Star families who invited him there saying that he was on sick ground, he had no business being there, when the Gold Star families actually invited him and some of them are pissed off. That whole little ping pong match with that issue, I don't see anyone getting a win out of that. Some veterans who support Kamala Harris are mad at Donald Trump about it. Veterans who support Donald Trump are fine with it because the Gold Star families invited him. But she has reverted back to dictator messaging on former President Donald Trump, seemingly attempting to switch the narrative after trashing 13 Gold Star families on Saturday. We won't let him, Harris wrote on X on Sunday alongside a photo with Trump with the caption reading, Donald Trump vows to be a dictator on day one. So this is one of those lies that they keep telling because they know the context he's saying it. They know he is saying it in jest, and yet they keep saying he vows to be a dictator. Now, Harris' statement is a complete falsehood, as Trump has continually championed America First policies and the American worker over globalism and foreigners. Trump even addressed this narrative on December 2023 when Democrats were still championing President Joe Biden as their competent, mentally strong candidate of choice to run against Trump in 2024. But apparently Elon Musk got caught up in this issue, and who was it? Steve Martin got on his case. So let me see if I can find that real quick, because it's kind of a funny little controversy here. Scroll down here. Oh, it's up here, I think. Here it is. Oh, maybe not. It's no longer in the list here. Well, anyway, he put that Kamala Harris Oh, well, it's gone. Never mind. He replied to that post that Kamala Harris wants to be a communist dictator on day one. And Steve Martin got all pissed off saying, this is not true, and wasn't in reference. And he had her dressed in red and the hammer and sickle behind her and shit. And Steve Martin's like, this is not true. She never said that. And then it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek, making fun of her for saying that Donald Trump wants to be a dictator. So anyway, moving on, in a illegal insurrection, say that very carefully. Days after Hamas executed hostages, Biden blames Netanyahu for not doing enough to get a deal. So this is just something that it's funny because Aaron Rupart posted this exact same clip with Biden saying this. Here it is.
I'm heading to a national security meeting right now, and then going to Pittsburgh. And so checking on following up on what's happening in Israel, and then I'll be off to Pittsburgh.
Are you planning to present a final hostage deal for both sides this week?
We're very close to that.
What makes you think that this deal will be successful in a way that the other deals were not?
Hope springs eternal.
Mr. President, do you think it's time
Hope springs eternal? That's a dumb answer.
for Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Here's the question.
Mr. President, do you think it's time for Prime Minister Netanyahu to do more on this issue? Do you think he's doing enough?
No.
Mr. President, what is your reaction to this?
Now, I'm not sure if Biden knows which question he was answering, because he said two different questions in one sentence. But the last part of it was, do you think Netanyahu's doing enough? And Biden says no. Yeah, okay. So is that blaming it on Netanyahu? Hamas threatens to release video showing last message of 6 murdered hostages. Yeah, they murdered these 6. Not a good deal. You can read about it there. In Daily Wire, Biden pauses his vacation to claim he's worked tirelessly to bring hostages home. He pauses his vacation to claim he's worked tirelessly to bring the hostages home. And it's funny because people saw this picture of him on his phone, and I think Chris Jackson, who's a senator from Connecticut, I think, posted, Biden, even on his vacation, is working hard with his foreign diplomacy. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, he took a slight breather from his vacation to comment on the news that 6 more hostages taken by Hamas terrorists in Gaza on October 7th of last year had been found dead. The six hostages, including 23-year-old American Israeli Hirsch Goldberg Poland, were found by Israeli Defense Forces in Rafah. According to multiple reports, they had been executed by Hamas only a short time before their bodies were found. So Biden, who was spending his vacation time at Rehoboth, I don't know how to say that fucking beach, Delaware, after returning from a jaunt to California, put out a statement Sunday claiming that despite all appearances to the contrary, he had been working tirelessly since October 7th to ensure the safe return of all the hostages. Really? Since October 7th he has? Of last year? He's been working tirelessly? He takes a nap at 4 o'clock in the afternoon every day. What the hell is he talking about? What a weirdo. That's anyway, FTG. Also, anti-Israeli protesters, this is in Breitbart, march on New York City streets telling Israel to go to hell. Thousands of protesters took to the street of Manhattan on Monday as the Democratic Party remains fractured over the Israeli-Hamas war. The protests, organized by 2 leftist groups, the pro-Palestinian organization Within Our Lifetime and Healthcare Workers for Palestine, began. They have all these these groups, this group for Palestine, drag queens for Palestine, and, dog trainers for Palestine, and healthcare workers for Palestine. Can you just join the bigger group instead of being fractured? But that's kind of Democratic way. Anyway, they began at Union Square before protesters marched to Washington Square Park, chanting phrases like "Israel go to hell." Within Our Lifetime said the march is part of a broader nationwide movement, CBS reported. So if you want to read about that, it's there. PJ Media, Las Vegas teen converts to Islam, and then guess what he did next? Well, he apparently set off a bomb in one of the casinos. Here he did. This was last April. A teenager from Idaho named Alex Scott Mercurio was caught plotting jihad massacres in local churches using weapons, including knives, firearms, and fire on New Year's Eve in 2022. 19-year-old. Okay, this is just a list of them. But anyway, in Las Vegas, they reported that Joshua Robles, 16, had been accused of plotting an ISIS-inspired terrorist attack after Robles was arrested last November. Prosecutors considered him to be so dangerous that they asked that his bail be set at $1 million. Las Vegas Justice Court Pro Temp Judge Lauren Diefenbach, however, instead decided to set it at $10,000, adding that Roby's post-bail, he would be placed on house arrest with electronic monitoring. Oh, that'll fix everything. So anyway, ultimately, Robles was deemed to be so dangerous that bail was set at $1 million after that. That's good, as he doesn't appear to be a choir boy. On July 23rd, staff at Clark County Detention Center found a handwritten note in Robles' cell, which included an ISIS flag and phrases just such as, "Welcome with death." So you want to read about that. It's an interesting phenomenon that happens. Some people convert and are very peaceful, while others convert and decide they want to blow shit up. In PJ Media, also, billionaire who's bankrolling bogus anti-Trump lawfare caught gaslighting in real time. That's about Reid Hoffman, I bet. The billionaire who founded the censorious LinkedIn platform is shocked to learn that his money is being used to gamble at Rick's. His surprise came during an interview on the excellent Silicon Valley-based All In podcast, which is hosted by 4 wealthy tech founders. Reid Hoffman was the pod's guest over the weekend. The Michael Moore lookalike bankrolls American Future Republic, whose main purpose appears to be to get Trump. So anyway, his money was being used to gamble at Rick's. Anyway, David Sachs confronts Reid Hoffman about funding Democratic super PACs who have been attempting to remove Trump, RFK, Jill Stein, and Cornel West from state ballots, yet claiming he's pro-democracy. So there's clips in there. You can watch them. I'm going to skip it. PJ Media, the New York Times wonders if the Constitution is dangerous. Have you ever noticed that the radical left simultaneously hates the Constitution while also claiming to defend it? New York Times book critic Jennifer Szalay epitomizes this in the headline of her latest piece, "The Constitution is Sacred. Is it also dangerous?" One of the biggest threats to American politics might be the country's founding document. It's one of those head slappers. She begins her lengthy article by accusing Trump of being a threat to the Constitution, and then argues that the Constitution itself is dangerous because Trump owes his political assent to the Constitution, making him a beneficiary of a document that is essentially anti-democratic and in this day and age increasingly dysfunctional. Here's the lead. After all, Trump became president in 2016 after losing the popular vote, but winning the Electoral College, Article 2. He appointed 3 justices to the Supreme Court, Article 3, 2 of whom were confirmed by senators representing just 44% of the population, Article 1. Those 3 justices helped overturn Roe v. Wade, a reversal with which most Americans disagreed. An eminent legal scholar, Erwin Chemerinsky is a political hack, worried about opinion polls showing a dramatic loss in faith in democracy, writes in his new book, No Democracy Lasts Forever. It is important for Americans to see that these failures stem from the Constitution itself. She blames it on the Constitution because she didn't get her way. Bitch. The Guardian calls for the arrest of Elon Musk along with boycott of Tesla X, SpaceX for disseminating lies and hate. This is Robert Reich, who the appropriately named Robert Reich has written an opinion piece in The Guardian advocating for boycotts of Elon Musk companies and urging regulators worldwide to consider arresting the billionaire CEO. In the piece titled "Elon Musk is out of control, here's how to rein him in," Reich accused Musk, owner of X, of spreading misinformation on the platform. He outlined 6 strategies to rein in Musk, including a consumer boycott of Tesla and an advertiser boycott of X. He urged the U.S. government to boycott SpaceX, though the company is currently the best and only hope of retrieving astronauts stuck at the International Space Station. Reich, I bet he's Robert Reich III, further argued that regulators around the world should threaten Musk with arrest if he doesn't stop disseminating lies and hate on X. He cited a recent arrest of Telegram founder Pavel Durov in France, drawing a parallel between Durov and Musk as free speech absolutes. My God, you cannot have free speech. Otherwise, we will want you arrested. What a fuckwad. I hate Robert Reich. He's an idiot. Well, I don't hate him, but he's a dickhead. So anyway, and then there's more. There's several other articles if you want to check out the links today, but I gotta go. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. Appreciate all of you who joined us in the chat and who are, and AD, thank you for sponsoring the show. You are a great American. Please hit the like button before you go, share the stream, all that stuff. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'll drop all these links in the one tab link in the description and in the chat. So there's several articles and all links to everything we did today, like I always do. In fact, I'm about to do that now if this thing will work. There we go. It's starting to work. That's it. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop them in the comments section post-show, which is always great because that helps me algorithmically. If you think there's a clip in this show that I should put out as just a single entity, I would love to hear put a timestamp. Put a timestamp in the comment section, and maybe we'll make that a separate clip too. But that's it for today. Thanks, people. I gotta go. My name is P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.